How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different that I've done before. I'll be analyzing athletes, but this time it will be my first ultra rare edition with the Island Games 2011. I'm really excited about this, so let's get to it. Athlete 1, Carlos Morgan of the Cayman Islands. Morgan is known to be a rather decent athlete. He has a twin brother who is also in this competition. So this is his best jump. However, he didn't get a legal mark. So I'm gonna analyze this Patrick Dean style. So first we have the first checkpoint, which is the arm drive and knee drive, which is normal. So the next thing that happens is he goes into his first of two post positions. This one's really opened up, and it's gonna really counter that forward rotation. Then we go into the second post position. Focus on the arms and the legs here. Before he goes into the post position, he reaches out, and that counters the forward rotation in the air. And then he has his right leg as the knee drive. It's the same knee drive as it was off the board. And so then he goes into his textbook position, which he doesn't really hit. And then he gets into the sand. You see his feet land where my cursor is right here. But his bottom lands further back, and that loses him distance. He has a personal best of 787 in the long jump, the Caymanian. He was at the 2014 Commonwealth Games. That was his last competition. Next up we have Athlete 2, Robin Cowling of Guernsey. His best jump on the day was 6.34 meters, which is just under 21 feet. Let's take a look at the overall jump first. So he uses kind of a hitch-hang hybrid, so you can see he has a good arm drive and knee drive. And then he comes up off the board. First post position, I believe this is the only post position he has. And then he goes into that hang position with his arms and hitch kick with his legs. Kind of a hybrid style. Then he goes into the textbook position. He doesn't really counter the forward rotation as good as Carlos Morgan, but he does land in a way where his heels are cleared, or he clears his backside right by his heels. Here's a foul jump, a little bit uncoordinated with the arms, but that was a better landing there. Next up we have the 2019 champion, Jersey's Ross Jeffs. His best jump on the day was 673. He took 5th in the competition. And here's one of the jumps. So let's take a look at the checkpoints. We got the good knee drive and the good arm drive. And so then he goes into his first post position. And he has a kind of an uncoordinated double hitch. Not as clean as Shotaro Shiroyama, though. He gets his legs together and then just goes into the landing position. Not the best textbook position, but I love that heel hook. Next up we have Erik Larsen of Gotland. He would take 4th with a jump of 688. You can see he uses more of a hang jump hang technique. I like that he's staring straight forward off the jump. He has a good arm drive and a good knee drive. However, he starts to look down at the sand as he gets in the air and into his hang position. Now the legs are together while the arms are above his head, and then he gets his thighs to his chest. This is a good position here. Not as good as Ian Paul Grech, of course, but it works. And so then he gets into his textbook position, and then he goes into the sand. And he has a great clearance too. So that was Erik Larsen. Now we have James Grukok of Isle of Wight. So this is the cleaner of the techniques that he uses. And then this is the less clean one. So we're gonna take a look at this jump. You can see he's way behind the board. He starts off with a good arm drive and a good knee drive as well. And so his technique is actually almost exactly the same as mine. You can see that he goes into his post position. It's a lot better timed than mine. And so then you can see the arms are moving in the same position as mine should be going. In the second post position, maximally opened up. I like Grukok's position right here. And then he gets his leg up again, which is the same driving leg, or the same leg as the driving leg with a free leg. And then he kicks forward, and then doesn't really get into much of a post or textbook position. Sorry, I get these two these two terms really just mixed up. What I meant is he doesn't really get much of a textbook position, and then he lands in the sand. A little bit strange, but it works for him. And that was for 7 meters 20, which is over 23 feet. That got him 3rd here. Now we have the veteran Dale Garland of Guernsey. His best jump on the day was 7 meters 24 for 2nd place. You can see, I can already tell he has a clean technique. You can see, let's start with the arm drive and knee drive. And now is a good time to point out blocks, which is basically this position off the board. I learned it from Jumpers Junction and Jumpers University. You want to stay upright, and the arm actually has to be bent. The rear arm actually has to be bent and not straight out. So, but I love the drive. And then what happens here is he goes into his post position, which is maximally opened up. See, his arms are not moving as one, which is normal. And then he goes into this position, which is pretty clean. and he has his foot out Charlie Chaplin style, and then he goes into his textbook position, which is really well timed. Then and then he cuts the sand right there and lands right in that hole. Just very clean technique, and that helped him get second here, but only second behind this man. This is Carl Morgan, the twin brother of Carlos Morgan. I know it gets confusing. So, Morgan parents, explain yourself. So, he actually has a really good technique. He's an 8-meter jumper at best. 802 is his best. So he has a good arm drive and knee drive. I love the block. You can see that his arm is actually bent here and not straight like Garland. And so then he uses kind of a hitch hang technique, but this is a really good post position. Gets a lot of height off the board. And then he gets both of his legs together, and then gets in an amazing textbook position, and then cuts the sand right there with his feet and lands right in the hole. So this is the perfect jump here that I would say for a hitch kick. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say in this video, and